Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Fleming Neon is in a state of emergency as officials are trying to secure a safe water source for everyone. And first responders in Whitley County hosted a benefit event to help raise money for one of their own.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 5:32 on Monday, January 8th. Can't believe it's a new year. Let's go check in with Tim Drawbridge for a look at our weather.
I completely agree with you on that note, Chas. Hard to believe 2023 ended up flying by so fast. Low visibilities as we wake up on this Monday morning, the 8th. It's 28 right now in Hazard, and that's the view outside of our WYMT studios. And needless to say, we will continue to have issues regarding the visibility over the next couple of hours. Let's take the graphics up full and look at some more of the visibilities across the region. Again, the visibility has dropped to about 4 miles as we make our way across portions of southeastern Kentucky. And again, as we head through the day for today, we will end up seeing temperatures rise very nicely as we get into the mid and upper 40s and close to 50 for an afternoon high. All right, quick flash, and now here are the visibilities. 10 miles of Pikeville, back up to 7 at Harlan. The visibility at Moorhead is 4 miles. Temperature-wise, 26 at Irvin. It is 30 at Wise, Jonesville at 28. All right, satellite radar composite. There are the low clouds, and yes, the visibility issues waking up this morning. Bubble of high pressure gets us into the sunshine, and that system across the plains and coming out of the Rockies, that's what we deal with tonight and tomorrow. Here's the 12-hour planner getting into the sunshine today and a high close to 50. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Chas, back to you.
Thank you, Tim. There was a crash late last night in London. The London City Fire Department was sent to the accident at the intersection of Fall Street and West 5th Street around 11:20 p.m. yesterday. At this time, officials have not released any information about how many were injured. The utility pole was hit as a result of the accident, and officials are currently working to repair the damage. And families from Fleming Neon poured into the Neon Volunteer Fire Department for a temporary solution to a big problem. Friday, Mayor Ricky Burke declared a state of emergency after noticing the level of fresh water well was too low, presenting a threat to the health of residents. While Burke is not sure how long the state of emergency will last, he says they're doing everything they can to take care of the issue, including getting help from outside.
We are getting water from other sources, City of Jenkins and the Letcher County water system, but they can't sustain water for the whole city. So we're kind of alternating the water off and on, off and on. You may have water for a little while, then it may be off. So that way everybody gets a little water.
Burke says in order for this issue to be prevented, they need plenty of rain in the summer, which helps their wells during the winter, as well as maintaining their water lines. A man has died after a shooting with law enforcement in Wayne County late Friday evening. Wayne County Coroner Gordon Hicks tells our sister station, WKYT, it happened around 10 p.m. at a home along Highway 200 near Toggle Hollow Road. The victim, who has not yet been identified, is described as a 45-year-old man. He died from a gunshot wound sustained in a shooting with Wayne County Sheriff's deputies. Hicks says the victim's girlfriend was also at the scene. Kentucky State Police is handling the investigation. The first man arrested in connection to the Crystal Rogers case will have to wait until February to learn if his bond will be lowered. A lawyer and judge decided to delay Joseph Lawson's bond discussion Friday. Lawson's lawyer wants his $500 bond lowered, claiming it's unfair and excessive. Joseph appeared through Zoom briefly, but the judge and lawyers agreed that he should physically be in the courtroom for the bond discussion. Lawson is charged with criminal conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. Joseph's father, Stephen Lawson, also wants his $500,000 bond lowered. A judge is expected to make that decision within the next few days. Stephen is facing the same charge as his son, criminal conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. A judge expects Brooks Hoke to be in the courtroom during his next hearing. Roger's boyfriend, at the time she disappeared, is charged with murder in the case. A judge signed an order that said the Nelson County Sheriff can transport Hoke from the Oldham County Jail to the court on February 8th. Hoke made his first appearance virtually back in October. In emergency situations, it's crucial for emergency services to be able to locate addresses. That's why one Eastern Kentucky Volunteer Fire Department is working on helping people help emergency situations. The Blackwater Volunteer Fire Department in Easel is continuing their street sign program. Members of the Volunteer Fire Department go and install street signs to place in their district that need them. The chief, Kent Cole, says it's all about allowing emergencies to be handled more efficiently.
In the emergency field, minutes matter. So the quicker we can find an address, the faster we can get to someone's house to provide service. So, you know, it's one of those things that the more that we can get out there, the quicker we can locate your address and get there.
Cole says signs can also be shipped, and if you do not have a mailbox, they can bring a wood post in order to install the signs. You can check our website for more information. First responders in Whitley County partnered to host an event for EMS director who is currently battling breast cancer. WYMT's RJ Johnson was there and shows how they're helping with her in a way possible.
In November, a group of first responders started planning for a benefit night to help Whitley County EMS Director Amanda Jackson as she battles breast cancer. Captain Casey Guidi says they wanted to help alleviate some of the financial stress that comes with treatment.
So we decided to put this together and help them to take the burden off them while they travel back and forth to treatments and everything.
On Saturday, hundreds of people made their way to the Corbin Arena to support Jackson. Daryl Baker with the West Knox Volunteer Fire Rescue says helping people is what they do.
That's what we do. We help community people all the time, people we don't know, some people we do know. And so when somebody from emergency services need help, then you can see how many people are in there, several hundred people in there.
He says seeing different first responders from across the region come and support means a lot.
I know there's police officers here, EMS, firefighters, dispatchers, constables. This morning we had a breakfast, and I don't know if that was the biggest breakfast the Masonic Lodge has ever had, but I know it was busy. And to be able to come together and hopefully put enough money together that's one thing they don't have to worry about. They can concentrate on getting her better.
Guidi says Jackson's battle with breast cancer has impacted all of them.
Today's events were very important for a lot of us because Amanda's just such a good woman for something like this to happen to her, because she's already beat cancer once and it came back, and they say that there's no cure for it. So that kind of broke all of her hearts.
While Jackson wasn't able to attend, she says it means a lot to know how many people have supported her thus far.
It really means a lot to me. It's hard to talk about it because I want to cry, but I really appreciate everything that everyone's done for me.
Because her fight is all of theirs. In Corbin, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
We've already told you about Dry January, a time of year when people put down alcohol for the first month of the year. But we haven't told you about the health benefits that come along with the challenge. Dr. Stephen Patton with Norton Health Care says abstaining from drinking for the first month of the year can do a lot of good for both mind and body. It can decrease your risk for certain cancers and make it easier for people to lose weight. Quitting drinking will also help you sleep more soundly through the night.
It helps put you to sleep, but it doesn't keep you there, and it doesn't allow you to get in that REM sleep, that good restorative sleep, to decrease your cortisol levels and reset you. And when your cortisol levels are high, that's also another thing that doesn't allow you to burn fat, because your cortisol levels is a stress hormone, and it keeps it up, so it's very hard to burn any fat or get any benefit from that.
Dr. Patton says people who drink too much may experience withdrawal symptoms if they try to quit cold turkey. They can include symptoms like tremors, increased irritability, and even seizures. In that scenario, he suggests working with your primary care doctor on a plan to quit drinking. And when we return, we'll take a look at how British mail is getting spicier.
And weather-wise, a wind advisory posted as we head through the day on Tuesday. We're waking up to fog, though, this morning on a Monday. We'll give you all the details as to when we get back into the sunshine and the incoming system with your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up after the break.